Hello, guys. Good afternoon. As usual, I will be giving just a minute to allow you guys to come in before we start the business of the day. It is Monday. How have you guys been? How is the weather treating each and every one of you out there? Just working at home. I'm sure you're still under your AC and everything is moving on smoothly. And those in the office, I am pretty sure you guys are doing well. Like I said a few minutes ago, it is a Monday, and I've got two great speakers today. Just take your time and allow me when the right time comes, I will introduce them. But I bet you today is going to be superb because when they come up on board, I always expect the best. Like I said a few seconds ago, that I'll be giving just 1 hour before we start the business of the day. I guess I will just take it off from here. Good afternoon once again. For those of you guys that are joining us for the first time, my name is Gagba Esahaya, and I'm the training coordinator with Temple Small Business Development Center. The Temple Small Business Development Center helps small business start and grow. We offer free one-on-one consulting and a variety of low to low-cost webinars. We are proud to be part of the nationally accredited network of the Small Business Development Center, which has over 1,000 networks across the United States. You are here this afternoon for a webinar on SEO strategies made simple for entrepreneurs. A copy of the PowerPoint and a link to the recording will be sent to all the attendees. Being a webinar, all the attendees have been muted. But we always encourage you guys to drop your questions on the Q&A or the chat box. Today is indeed a good day. Now, one of the main reasons why today is a good day is because, as you can see, I've got my African wear. Without further ado, please allow me to welcome my two wonderful speakers, even as they take over the floor for the presentation. Nicole and Curt, you guys are welcome.
Man, Garba, God bless you, brother. Thank you for the warm intro. We are absolutely honored and thrilled to be here, guys. Happy Monday, August 8th already. Are you kidding me? Where's the summer going, Nicole? I don't know what's happening here. Man, it's going way too fast. But hey, I want to give a shout out. I've got some familiar names here. I see Regina's here, Small Biz Philly. Dude, how are you? We've got Paula, Melissa, Matt, Marianne, Lisa, Lay, Carrie Ann, Kaylee, also Jessica. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We know you are super busy. We have a 1-hour webinar, so let's just jump right into it. We strongly encourage you, welcome you to drop in the chat box. We'd love to hear what's going on in your world. So, hey, happy Monday, guys. We are here at the Small Business Development Center at Temple University. And like Garba just said, their services are completely free. Our favorite word, that's going to be a theme of today, and completely confidential. Boy, if you're an entrepreneur, you know how challenging, sometimes it's lonely, frustrating. Reach out. If you're outside of the Philadelphia area, reach out to your local Small Business Development Center. As Garba just said, there's nearly 1,000 around the country. There's numerous throughout the great state of Pennsylvania. So check out your Small Business Development Center. Guys, let's just dig right into SEO strategies. Big thank you for joining us today. I want to give a big thank you to my partner in crime today. So guys, do me a favor, in the chat box, I dropped my LinkedIn profile. I dropped my dear friend, Nicole Donnelly here. She is an SEO guru, HubSpot inbound marketing expert. So we would love to connect with you. If we were in person, we'd be high-fiving, handing out business cards. Man, drop your LinkedIn profile or whatever social media that you use, or drop your website. Let us, great opportunity to connect with numerous other friends. But guys, I want to introduce you to Nicole Donnelly. Nicole, happy Monday. How are you, my friend? Tell the folks a little bit what's going on in your world.
Happy Monday, Curt. It's a great Monday. It's a great week. What's going on my world? I'm here with you. We're going to have a great show. It's going to be awesome. The kids are enjoying summer. They're going to the pool, get a lot of sun. It's been great.
Nice. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for joining us today. So let's take a deep dive right in. So again, my name's Curt Anderson. I'm an e-commerce evangelist for manufacturers. My most important job on the planet. I'm a girl dad. So guys, I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. And again, we've got Paula L'Oreal, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. We've got affinitycleans.com. We've got smallbizphilly.com. So guys, drop your LinkedIn profile, drop in your social, whatever you've got going on. Let's make this super active. Love to hear what you've got going on. We've got Sharif at Laser Philly. Here's a question for you, and you can just drop in the chat box, just a simple why, whatever. Are you ready to start spreading your SEO awesomeness? How about it, guys? Can I get Nicole, can I get a heck yeah from everybody? Are you guys ready to start spreading your SEO awesomeness? How about a heck yeah? Because you have greatness within you. Small Biz Philly, Regina, I know you come to my programs, and this is how we kick things off. We want to get you fired up. There's Regina right there. L'Oreal says heck yeah. So hey, we're going to talk about SEO, Nicole. And a lot of times people are like, hey, what is SEO? What does it even stand for? So let's just start with the basics, Nicole. What's search engine optimization? What are we talking about here today?
Search engine optimization. It's like this mystical, magical. No. Search engine optimization is basically keywords on Google that you're trying to capture, that your target customers are searching for. Type it into the search bar and they their keyword in there. Search engine optimization is getting your website and your web content so that it's showing up on that first page of Google, so that your target customer comes and they're looking for what you offer. They're going to find you right away, right on that first page.
Absolutely. So again, in the chat box, we got Regina. Thank you for joining us. We got her, she dropped her website, Bob Casey. We've got Tiffany. Caroline dropped in Rockwell Business Services, LLC. We've got Jessica dropped her social in there. We've got Stephanie dropped her Business by Design. Stephanie, thanks for joining us. We've connected before. So guys, let's talk about SEO. Here is our agenda. What the heck is going on here, guys? This is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about KYS. KYS, that sounds like KISS. Probably not the best word during the times of COVID, but we're going to talk about KISS today. We're going to talk about RIKs. We're going to talk about some tools, and we're going to talk about backlinks. Let's just dig right in. The key to marketing success. You guys ready for this one? KYS. Anybody know what KYS stands for? KYS. I'm playing like the little Jeopardy music, Nicole. Ready? Know your soulmate. Know your soulmate. It could be KYC, know your customer. I just think that sounds a little bit better. Regina, Small Biz Philly, you know I'm always talking about those soulmates at our webinars, our workshops, our training. So Nicole, share with everybody soulmate, buyer persona. Why is it so important to understand our soulmates? And wait, I thought we were talking about SEO. I thought we were talking about keyword strategy. Why is it so critical to understand that soulmate for your keyword strategy?
Such a great question. The first step to a successful SEO strategy and marketing strategy is really to understand who it is that is your target customer, and really trying to dial that in and going right after customers and trying to serve them. So I'll give you an example, Curt. Let me give you an example. This weekend, I had my sister-in-law over, and she needed to go get a birthday gift for her son's kid's birthday party. And she didn't have time to do it. So I said, you know what? I'll go to the store and I'll pick up the birthday gift. But I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about who's little, who the boy was that was at the birthday party. So I was just flying blind. I just go to the store and I'm like spending all this time in the toy store trying to find something for this little boy that I don't even know who he is or what he wants.
Right.
Anything. So if she would have gone in or her store away exactly what he would have wanted for his birthday. And this is the same thing with your SEO, with your marketing. You got to know who your customer is. You got to know what they want, what their needs are, what their challenges are, because it's going to save you a lot of time. And more importantly, you're going to be giving them exactly what they want.
Exactly, guys. So this is why it's so critical, so important. So again, Barbara dropped her website in there. So we're seeing like different, we've got Business by Design. We've got different business services, Small Biz Philly. Think about your ideal customer. So let's take a look here. So like we have Mario, the facilities manager, Taylor, the interior designer consultant. What you want to take a deep dive with, and if you guys have checked out our webinars before, we've gone through that buyer persona. We want to understand their goals, their frustrations, their motivations. So like when Nicole's out shopping for this young person, are they 8 years old? Are they a sports fan? What is going on with this person? We've got Jaslyn saying any bakers here. So we want to take a deep dive, understand now. I might be the oldest guy in the room here, but when you say my persona, I want you guys to think about, there was this little song from the 70s, My Persona. Or I'm sorry, it's called My Sharona. So when you're thinking about my persona, think about this wonderful song. So Nicole, like you weren't even born then, but like in the 70s, people were like roller skating, listening to My Sharona. So think about my persona. But again, like here, this is a persona with a client that we've worked with. This is Monica. And we want to take a deep dive into Monica Ventez and understand her goals, her frustrations, because when we speak her language, it's going to make your keyword strategy so much easier. So guys, do this. Let's do me a favor. Drop a note in the chat box. Who is your soulmate? Small Biz Philly, Regina, like who are you targeting? Who's your ideal buyer? Because we want to take a deep dive into that keyword strategy for SEO success. Barbara says, my ideal clients are bloggers. Perfect, Barbara. What type of bloggers? What are they blogging about? Are you just looking for a certain platform? Micro manufacturers and e-commerce businesses, Stephanie, that's perfect. Small business owners in Philadelphia. Thank you, Small Biz Philly. Small business contractors and trade professionals. Thank you, Caroline. Okay, so let's capture that for a second, okay? And keep those coming. If you guys want to type that in there, who is your ideal buyer and who is your soulmate? Mary says restaurant owner operators. And we can even take it one step further, just like Nicole did with this young person. What age, what demographic, what are their frustrations? Andre, residential home buyers. Shira, people who love nature and have money to buy nice gifts. That's fantastic. Let's take it one step further. What type of nature? What type of gifts, right? Jessica dropped in families having events. Perfect. She's a photographer. Julius, Asian online grocery shoppers and restaurant. Fantastic. L'Oreal, man, you guys are on fire. Bob, small business owners. This is fantastic. Regina, thank you for chiming in. All right, guys. So now that you understand, you've taken a deep dive, you understand your ideal buyer, those soulmates, we were put on this God's green earth to help these people, their lives to become better by doing business with you, correct? It's you have your talent, your skills, your experience, your expertise. Let's stop being the best kept secret. We want to put you out there and save the day, make your customer those heroes. Let's dig into keywords. Okay.
Let's do it.
Keyword research is simply understanding what people, AKA your soulmates, are asking, and then dropping ourselves into that conversation. Okay. Let that resonate for a second. Somebody out there, your ideal buyer, Dan, you're the people who buy party favors and for special events, that ideal buyer is out there. And they have a problem that needs to be solved, a product that needs to be purchased, a service that needs to be provided for. They don't know that you exist. What would they potentially Google or type to discover your expertise? So here's another pop quiz. We might have to sing Jeopardy again, Nicole. RIKs. Let's talk about the RIKs. Nicole, I'm going to assume this might be a new one for everybody. Share with everyone, what are RIKs?
Well, it's not my Uncle Rick, that's for sure. Ridiculously important keywords. These are the keywords that to rank for that your customer is using to find you. These are the keywords that get a lot of traffic, or the right traffic that you want to capitalize on.
Perfect. Okay, guys. So what we want to think about on those RIKs, okay? So let's take Dan, for example. So Dan, we're talking party favors. Well, maybe, so a keyword might be party favors, but that might be a little too broad. Okay. So maybe we want to get more specific, like he has shower party favors, and maybe he has a specific type of party favor. Okay. Or like Regina's targeting HR departments and companies. What type of product or service or problem do they have? Okay. So what I want you to focus on are your core strengths. What are you absolutely best at? And if we were going through a strategic plan, strategic process, and you shared with us your core strengths, Nicole and I would be like, bam, that's your keyword. That's a RIK. That's a ridiculously important keyword. But let's take it one step further. And again, if you guys come to our programs, you probably remember this slide. Nicole, what happens with our keyword strategy when we try to become everything to everyone?
You become nothing to no one. You get lost. You get lost. So you don't want to get lost. You want to be really specific and really targeted about who you're going after and what they're searching for. So yeah, you
perfect.
Don't get lost. You want to find the right people.
So what we want to do is we want to focus on those niches. Okay. So we want to niche down with your keyword strategy. Niche down. Now, what do we mean by that? We want to niche down with your keyword strategy. We want to think about, okay, what are your soulmates searching for? Again, okay, like for your soulmate, are they going to social media? Are they turning to Facebook for answers? Are they turning to LinkedIn? Are they even going to Google? Okay. So we want to make sure that when we say search engine optimization, a search engine could be Amazon. It could be Google. It could be social media. So we want to think, where are they living? Where are they hanging out? Where do they go for answers? Okay. So now another exercise, guys. Let's do this. I'd love to see in the chat box, think about what are some of the questions that your soulmates are asking right now. Okay. So Regina, your HR department, Barbara, your bloggers, what else? Bob, our small business owners, Jessica, what are some questions that they might be asking right this minute? Small Biz Philly, dude, drop the mic right there, right? How can I get more sales and clients? How can I get more sales and clients? Barbara, how do I get more traffic to my blog? Right? That's a great question that they're going to type into the chat box. Keep them coming. Like to see those, but I want to encourage you. How can I sell more? Do you ship to our location?
Love it. So many great questions.
How do I find the best knee surgeon for knee replacement? How do I find the best surgeon for knee replacement? I love it. How do I reduce my cost? Now, here's a question I'd like to challenge, including myself. I'm challenging all of us to think about. What's my net income? Caroline, perfect. Yes, Paula, that's great, specific, awesome. Great conversation. Keep it coming, right? Man, this is your little network. Is your soulmate's problem the same keyword or phrase that you are targeting? What am I talking about here? Is your soulmate's problem the same keyword or phrase that you might be targeting? Let me give you an example. Nicole, what do you think this little wall that I have? I see like you have like really nice pictures behind you. I have like picture envy right now, right? You have like these wonderful pictures behind you. I've got a whole lot of nothing going on, right? Now, since I have picture envy of Nicole, and I go to Home Depot and I say, hey, I need to keep up with the Donnellys. I want to be as cool as Nicole is.
You don't need pictures, Curt. You just have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nicole. So, but with that, when I walk into Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever hardware store I walk into, am I looking for my solution? I need a drill. But what I'm really looking for is I need a 1/4-inch hole to put in a screw so I can hang a picture, right? So I love this quote here by Theodore Levitt, right? People don't necessarily need the 1/4-inch drill. They want to buy a 1/4-inch hole. Let's savor that for a second. Okay. Now I want to give a couple examples. Pop quiz. Okay. Get the fingers ready. Little Jeopardy. What is the name of the cardboard thingy that goes around the cup of coffee that you drank this morning? The thing, it starts with a Z. Stephanie, you're Stephanie knows this. The sleeve, the thing. Anybody else want to guess? What is the little cardboard thingy that goes around a cup of coffee? Stephanie, man, you're so close. Cozy. That cozy's a good one, right? That cozy goes around your beer, right? I saw your link. She saw my LinkedIn post. Okay, ready? Here we go. It's called a zarf. Stephanie, man, you were like this close. It is called a zarf. It might be called a coffee sleeve. The cardboard thingy goes around my coffee cup. Now, here's the cool thing. The person that founded the little cardboard thing, his name is, I think it's Jay Sorensen, founded in 1991. Man, this guy must have made a gazillion dollars on just a little goofy piece of cardboard. Nicole, don't you wish you would have thought of that one?
That's amazing.
Gosh,
and how did they come up with the name Zarf? It sounds like, Jabba the Hutt's minion from Star Wars or something. Like,
if you Google, you know what? I guess like Zarf is like a historical term that goes around a cup. You know what I mean? So like, what his term was, he called it the Java jacket. So here's my point with this example. And Stephanie, thank you for checking out that blog post that I put out. As a matter of fact, here's the blog post right here. Are you zarfing your customers? And what the point is, if we were adamant about, hey guys, we're going to call it, I like that, the coffee collar. I like that one. The coffee sleeve. Jay, the founder, called it the Java jacket, right? The cardboard thingy, Zarf. If we're internally, think of how often internally we have our language, our industry speak, if you will. Okay. And the thing is, what the soulmate is really thinking to themselves, how do I not burn my fingers while drinking coffee? They wouldn't know to Google Zarf or Java jacket or coffee sleeve. They're thinking about the problem. Sometimes as providers, we get so close to our solution, right? I'm going to give another example. Nicole, do you know what the name of that little thing on that telephone is right there? That little, do you know what that's
I don't
called?
know. My daughter's called a tic-tac-toe sign, but I don't know.
The tic-tac-toe. That's great. Well, I'm an old dude. So back in my day, we used to call it a pound sign for anybody,
Yeah.
of my age. Ray got it. Ray,
Oh,
dude,
man,
Ray got the
nice,
answer.
Ray.
There it is, Ray. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Ray. You got, dude, I'm so excited when people get my goofy trivia. It's called an octothorpe. It's called an octothorpe. So Ray, that's a perfect example. Regina, you've got pound sign. So the thing is, if we're thinking, hey, everybody calls it an octothorpe, why wouldn't they call it an octothorpe? Of course they do. Well, internally, we know octothorpe, but out in the rest of the world, they know it as either pound sign or, more importantly, young folks, they just know it as hashtag. Okay. So I just want to give a couple examples as you're going through your keyword strategy. Okay. If you say, if you're doing Airbnbs, okay. Now, Nicole, you and your husband, Josh, you guys love to travel. Maybe you're thinking, hey, I need a weekend getaway, right? But now the person that owns the bed and breakfast, they might be going after the keyword bed and breakfast, but you and Josh are just thinking, man, we just need a getaway. We need some new ideas, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, we both have kids in school. Maybe we need help. The kids need help with math. We're thinking, how do I help my daughter with math? When we're the provider, we're just thinking math tutor. Okay. And maybe I don't think to Google math tutor. I mean, what do you think of these examples here?
These are great. Yeah. And I love the example of the question, because so many people, they're just typing questions into the search bar, right? How can you think about questions, going back to the earlier slide, questions that your customers are asking and focusing in on those? I also have an example from a customer. This is an air pollution control customer. They manufacture what's called filter bags. These are these very long, skinny bags, very tall, and they go in these huge air filtration systems. They're like big vacuum cleaners in factories. And so a lot of the times their customers are looking at these filter bags and they don't call them filter bags. To them, they look like socks. They just look like these big, huge socks that you would tube sock. And so they're searching for filter socks, not filter bags. So if I'm optimizing and trying to include filter socks in their keyword strategy, we'd be missing out on a huge chunk of traffic from these people that are using that specific term. So these are great.
Perfect example. And so, in Regina dropped a great question there. She says, hey, should we use both? And, I'm going to say this, like the Airbnb, the example I have on this slide right here. I personally would absolutely go after both. Okay. And again, so I don't, and I'm eager to hear what you think, Nicole. I wouldn't say there's one size fits all, but if I owned a bed and breakfast, yeah, I'm going to target bed and breakfast, because there's plenty of people that might say, hey, bed and breakfast in such and such, we're at Long Beach Island or wherever you happen to be located, right? In the same regard, maybe I'm going after weekend getaway, math tutor, same type of thing. So, again, think about your core strengths, what you're absolutely best at. Nicole, you do a phenomenal job working with your clients on interviewing their customers. How about talk with the folks about talking to their customers, maybe interview them, ask them casually, what would you type to find my type of service or solution? What do you think?
Absolutely. The more you can talk to your customers and get feedback from them specifically about this, about the questions that they're asking, about the answers that they want, about the problems that they have, just take some time to just reach out and call your customers and ask them these questions rather than assume. It's like, I don't know about you, Curt, but have you ever gone to, well, you probably haven't, but as a woman, you go to dinner and you see in these movies a lot of the time where you go to dinner, you're on a date, maybe it's the first date, and the guy orders for you off the menu. He doesn't even ask you what you want. He just says, oh, you know what? You're really going to like this. I'm going to order you this prime rib. Well, what if I don't want the prime rib? Why do you assume that I want the prime rib, right? This is the same thing that happens with businesses a lot of the time. We think we know what our
Oh.
customers need, right? We think we know best for them. We think they want the prime rib. Well, maybe they don't want the prime rib. Maybe they want the meatloaf with the gravy, So it's all you have to do is ask. You just ask them, just say, take the time, and it doesn't take that much time, honestly. And you know what, your customers, if you reach out to them and say, look, I really want to hear from you. I want to know what you need, what your thoughts are. It's only going to boost your brand rep, because they're going to be like, wow, they care about what I have to say. They want to know and hear from me. They're going to really appreciate that. So it doesn't take a lot of time, and it will save you a ton of time when it comes to your keyword strategy to know the answers to those questions.
Perfect. So, all right, guys, let's do this. I would love to, let's start digging into some of your keywords. Okay. So either if you're jotting it down at home, or if you would drop those in the chat box, let's just have like a little brainstorm session. And we had Dr. Nixon on our program. She calls it question storming, right? Let's start question storming. Let's start posing some questions, some keywords. What are our soulmates searching for? Okay. Start putting in some of your keywords in the chat box. And what is a potential, Small Biz Philly, you had a great comment there about, who your clients looking, what they're looking for, the question that they have, or the problem that they're trying to solve. Let's think about keywords for a second. So drop some of those keywords in the chat box, and we're going to go into tools right now. So guys, just to kind of recap, we've talked about KYS, know your soulmate. We've talked about RIKs, those ridiculously important keywords, and I'd love to hear those right now. And now we're going to go into some tools, and we want to talk about Google Keyword Planner. Small Biz Philly, ghostwriter, small business owner. By the way, Nicole, Garba, if you're still there listening, did you guys notice how many people are in the room today? We guys, before the program started, we took a little bet on numbers, and I won't say who won, but I'm just saying. There's Garba. So, hey, 43 folks are here today, guys. Thank you. I know how busy you are. Deeply appreciate you taking your time to join us. All right, let's run through some of these RIKs. Garba, what do you think? I can't see that number. Can you see how many people are in the room? I didn't see that.
Yeah, we've got 43.
43. I think, if I'm not mistaken. How many did I say? I'm not Nicole. I'm just teasing. So, okay. All right, we've got Dan put wedding favors. That's his RIK. We've got Bob, his small business. Okay, SMS texting for businesses, loyalty programs. Excellent. What I want you to think about, Bob, is on the loyalty programs, maybe add another keyword, and we're going to go into a couple examples here. Caroline, net income, bookkeeping, accounting, financial reporting. Absolutely love it. Financial enlightenment. Man, is that a good keyword right there?
I like it.
Take it one step further. Are you targeting certain demographics, certain types of businesses, certain region? Are you targeting local, regional, national? How to prepare for knee surgery? Bam! That's a great key phrase right there, right? Total knee replacement, retirement approaching. Guys, you're on fire right now. I love it. Logo
awesome,
cookies. Kurt. Oh, look at this, Marianne. Good for you. Online cookie gifts, wedding favors, baby shower favors. Company thank you gifts. Marianne, I absolutely love that. Logo cookies. Excellent. And then Marco, you've got a couple in there. So again, let's get Regina. That's right. You're big on diversity, and like diversity in what? So I want to challenge all of us together. It was like, okay, it's on average 5 words are now in the average Google search. Is that correct, Nicole? I believe it's 5 words.
Yep.
Right.
And I was just going to say, use that as a kind of like a hack or a little trick. If you are wanting to optimize for a certain keyword, try to see how you can niche it down to 4 words. So if it's, if it's a large, one word or 2 word keywords, those are going to be a lot harder. But if you can add more, I think that's going to help you out.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, a week from today, exact same time, we're going to be doing a workshop. And Paula, the examples that we're going to be running through is exactly what you're describing right there. How painful is knee surgery? Nicole's going to walk you through a step-by-step on how to start tacking those key phrases right there. Move in, move out, cleaning, post-construction, creating a diverse work environment. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Guys, what I encourage you to do, jot this down, take a screenshot, Google Keyword Planner. I absolutely love Google Keyword Planner. One of my best friends for keywords research. Nicole, it's one of our favorite words. What word is that?
Free. Yeah, because Curt is the scrappiest guy I know. So
I'm scared. That's her polite way of just calling me really cheap, which I take total ownership of. So guys, anything that I promote today, I'm trying to, hey, as entrepreneurs, we need to be scrappy. We need to watch every dollar. So Google Keyword Planner is absolutely free. One of my favorite words. So Nicole, let's run through an example. I absolutely love running through this example. I have teenage daughter. You've got preteens. Let's talk about, okay, if we're just targeting a really broad word like shoes, what's going to happen if we try to target or attack the word shoes?
You are going to be competing against so many other companies in the search engine results page. So many, because that's a very high volume keyword, meaning there's a lot of people that are typing shoes in the search bar, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be really, really hard for you to rank on the first page for a one-word keyword like that. But if you're trying to rank for a keyword that's much longer, then what happens? You have much fewer people searching for that. It's much more relevant to what it is that you specifically offer. And so it's going to be much easier for you to attract those soulmates that are the right fit for you. And it's going to be much easier for you to attract them.
You know what? I don't usually do this. We're going off script right now. How about that? What do you think of that one?
Love it.
You guys,
Let's do it.
you guys
Let's
ready?
wing it.
I'm going off script. Let's do this. Okay. So Regina dropped a note. How do I find Google Keyword Planner? First off, let me grab it for you. Google Keyword Planner. And guys, it's completely free. Now so if you just simply Google Keyword Planner, there it is. It's going to be the first thing you click on this. Now, back in the day, Nicole, I'm an older dude. I shared that with you before, but hey, back in my day, you used to get Google Keyword Planner. It was a standalone website. Now what they've done is they've added it to Google Ads. Google Ads is the pay-per-click. Now you're going to say like, hey, Curt, wait a minute, man. You said it's free. It is free. However, what Google's going to enforce, what they want you to do is they're going to have you sign in here and they're going to say, hey, you got to pull out a credit card. You have to have a credit card to sign up for Google Keyword Planner, but they will never charge you a single penny. You're creating a Google Ads account, but they will never charge you a penny because you're not turning it on. Okay. But when you go to Google Keyword Planner, and I'm going to run through some examples, but I wanted to show you the difference of what Nicole was talking about right there. Okay. Let's go over here. So let's do, if I did a search for shoes, I want you to pay attention to a number here. Look at that. 4 billion pages of shoes, 4 billion pages. And just look, I mean, look at this is crazy, right? Shoes. If we're trying to come up on this page, we have little chance. Okay. Now, I just want to show you a couple examples. Now, when I do running shoes, look what it goes. Now, it went all the way down to only 869 million pages.
That's nothing, Curt.
Piece of cake, right? Still way too big, way too broad. So if all of us together, we're at a shoe manufacturer and we're trying to come up, just like Nicole was trying to find a birthday gift for this young person the other day, it's just way too broad. But now if I'm like, hey, you know what? We're looking for pink running shoes. See how it keeps going down? It went from 4 billion to 800 million down to 196 million. Now let's just say, okay, let's get really specific. Now I went down to 19 million. I know it's still a ton, but now see, as a consumer, I got more specific. So now I'm having a better search experience as a consumer looking for my pink running shoes with purple shoelaces. As a marketer, now you're getting more aligned with your soulmate because they got more specific. Now you can be more specific. So that's my point with that niching down, if that makes sense. Let's go back to the program. So again, let's go here. And I haven't been watching the chat box. So Nicole, just keep an eye on the chat if you could make sure we covered everything. Okay. So Regina, that's how you get Google Keyword Planner. That just Google Keyword Planner. Link in, go into it, you sign up. It's going to ask for a credit card, but it is completely free. Okay. Now, so we did shoes, running shoes, pink running shoes, pink Nike running shoes. How about pink running shoes with purple shoelaces? I want you to think about what are your purple shoelaces. If you're offering financial services to Gen Xers who are thinking about retirement, financial services to millennials who are just getting married, to Gen Z, who is, I think Gen Z is just starting to graduate from college now. Isn't that crazy? I think 22, I think Gen Z, the oldest Gen Z is 22. They are now going into the workforce. So again, think about who your soulmate is and if that resonates with you. And please keep any questions in the chat box. We want you guys feeling really good about this. Okay. I want to cover Google. How are we doing on time? We're doing good. I want to cover Google Keyword Planner. Now, on Google Keyword Planner, what I can do is I put pink running shoes into the search box. And the great thing is Google, it's a little broad. I wish it'd get a little bit more specific, but Google comes back and tells me, hey, Curt, there's 1,000 to 10,000 searches per month for that keyword. Okay, so now I can go down the line and look at other keywords. So Google is going to give you a range. I wish it was a little bit more specific. So that is a pretty big range from 1,000 to 10,000. But Google will tell you what your soulmates are searching for. So we don't have to sit here and guess. Hey, is this a good keyword?
Yeah.
Nicole, any comments, any thoughts from your perspective here?
This is really good. Yeah. And I think the competition column is also really helpful to look at too, because that tells you how difficult it is for you to rank for that keyword based on who else is trying to rank for it, right? So you kind of identify some of these maybe low-hanging fruit opportunities where you can say, hey, it looks like this is an easier keyword for me to rank for because the competition is low for this. I'm going to get where I want to go fast. Yeah.
You see what soulmate, did you see what Small Biz Philly, dude, you're hysterical. He write soul mate, you get it? Dude, that was, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. So Small Biz Philly, you're always the best. So, all right, guys, I know like we're throwing like this, crazy tool at you. And like, we do this on a daily basis. So I want to be super mindful, respectful. If you have any questions, please drop that in chat box. What Nicole is talking about. Nicole, can you see my arrow?
I can, yeah.
Okay, what Nicole is talking about is this column right here. And again, you're going to get the recording on this from Garba, our dear buddy Garba. And you're going to see in this competition, so there's high, low, medium, high, low. Now, what Google is telling you is like, how competitive is this keyword from an organic standpoint? Okay, so Google in this column is telling me how many searches there are per month. And then Google's telling me what the competition is. Okay. Now I know we could probably have a class in itself just on Google Keyword Planner, and I want to be mindful because we have a lot more to cover. But this is a great, fantastic tool. You know what? And reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. You can go to YouTube, just like, hey, how to use Google Keyword Planner. There's all sorts of resources. Now you might say, hey, Curt, when you really niche down and I do a search for pink running shoes with purple shoelaces, dude, there's only like a 0 to 10 searches per month. Okay. Now let's take like, Stephanie or some of you guys that are, Regina, you're targeting companies that are looking for diversity, or Small Biz Phillies, very niche down, targeting marketing, companies looking for marketing in Philadelphia. If you're niche down and that company, and like one search could really be a game changer. When I see that 0 to 10, unless I'm selling 99-cent items or maybe $5.99 or what have you, but boy, 0 to 10, let's multiply that. If it's 10, that's 120 a year. If I land like 2 customers out of that search, that could be a good search. And look at, there's no competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can find related keywords, long tail keywords, very similar to that you can optimize for, that will bump up your traffic too. There's other keywords very similar to that you can optimize for.
That's perfect. Let's talk about that for 1 second. Explain to the folks, what do you mean? I heard you say long tail. What a long tail keyword? What on earth is that, Nicole? Can you share with everybody, what is a long tail keyword?
A long tail keyword is a keyword, a string like this example, pink running shoes with purple shoelaces. It's long. There's a lot of words there, right? So long tail keywords, anything that's 5 words or more in the search, right? So examples of long tail keywords would be questions, right? Those would be considered questions your customers are asking. How much does X cost? Or, where can I find XYZ? That's an example of a long tail keyword versus, a 1-word keyword like shoes or jackets or hats, something like that.
Exactly, guys. So again, just kind of recap. So those RIKs, that ridiculously important keyword in this case, so maybe it's running shoes or pink running shoes. And then we went long tail by tying on a bow. Yes, Small Biz Philly, pun intended. We tied on a little bow with purple shoelaces, right? Now, Paula, I think, Paula, you're giving a fantastic example here, how to prepare for knee surgery. So knee surgery or knee replacement, that might be your RIK. But if you just attacked knee replacement, again, that's pretty broad. But now when you added on how to prepare for knee replacement, how to prepare for knee surgery, best tips for knee surgery replacement, recovery, what does knee replacement, tips and tricks for knee replacement success, so think about knee replacements, your RIK, but what are some of the purple shoelaces that we put around knee replacement? And again, retirement approaching, everything that you guys have on here, great comments. So we want you to dig deep and to think about niching down your keyword strategy. Nicole, let's talk about Google Business Profile, kind of like the artist formerly known as Prince. It used to be called Google My Business. It is now officially called Google Business Profile. What is Google Business Profile? Why is this so important with your SEO strategy?
Well, number one, it's free. It's free publicity, which is awesome, right? It's
what
free.
was that word?
What?
Free? It's free. Okay, good. For us,
free.
For
Yes.
those of us that are scrappy out there, right?
Yes, and this is just this awesome profile you can set up on Google. You put in all of your business information, your hours, your address. You can have your website here. You can add photos. You can add posts ongoing, any new content you can add to your profile. And what happens is anytime someone searches for your company on Google, you could capture this huge piece of real estate right there on the right-hand side of the search engine results page. That's going to have all this great information about your business, not just the specifics of where you are and what your hours are, but you all kinds of great content in there, videos, etc., right there, so that people can come and find you really easily. And it's completely free. It's amazing.
Completely free. And one thing I want to share, so this is an example. This is a client that Nicole and I work with. They're great. They're an LED. We work with a lot of manufacturers. They're in Chicago, and probably not the best example, but I wanted to just kind of show, Google Business Profile is almost like it's allowing you to create like your own little mini website. It's like a separate entity. Number one, Nicole said it's free. Number two, it's Google. And the thing is, look at this huge chunk of real estate over here. Yeah. Now, I've had clients more in the retail space, and it might be more relevant with our SBDC crowd today, where they have like, I was working with a carpet cleaner. They attended one of my workshops, and they're a carpet cleaner in Buffalo, New York. And they literally had hundreds and hundreds of Google reviews. So those Google reviews, that's great when you guys come to SBDC workshops and you go to the social media programs, boy, capturing that social proof. Plus, when you get those reviews, people are typing your keywords in there for you. Regina was awesome because she helped me with diversity. The knee replacement information was just phenomenal. So they're typing, I encourage you, welcome you, go after those reviews with your soulmates, folks that you're crushing it with on a daily basis, because that's going to help with your SEO. Now, let me slide in here. Just so I don't just talk the talk, I try to walk the walk. I use Google Keyword Planner, or I use Google Keyword Planner. I post on Google Business Profile multiple times a week. Multiple times a week. Stephanie, as you said, you caught that blog about Zarfing. So I post on my blogs. I'm on LinkedIn Live a couple of days a week. So I'm posting here, constantly putting content in here. Now I want to slide down here at the bottom of this page. See all these videos down here for YouTube? So if you do a Google search for B2B Tail, my company, I want to make it super easy for my soulmate to find my company. I want your soulmate to have it super easy to find you. So the more aggressive you are on your search, you take a look, this is why social media is so important. Take a look, like, here's Twitter. Here's, my YouTube channel with all sorts of information over here on Google Business Profile. Now let's take a look. Shira, I recently signed up for Google My Business. Then I got an email that it is now part of Google Maps for some reason. Google, is it something else? Changing devices. So that's a fantastic question. So it was formerly called Google Business or Google My Business. And prior to that, it was called Google Local. I don't know why Google. I love Google, so we're not saying anything. Google's listening to us right now. So Google, we love you, right? So I'm not sure why they keep changing the name. So it used to be Google Local. So if you were retail, pizza shop, the local laundromat, whatever, Google Local was imperative. Well, then they changed it to Google My Business. Now, just in 2022, they changed it to Google Business Profile. Now, again, Nicole and I we work with a lot of manufacturers who are targeting national. And in the past, when it was Google Local, I'm like, if you're a manufacturer, you don't necessarily need to focus on Google Local. I now preach every company needs a focus on Google Business Profile. So Shira, take a look at it again. When you log in, it should be Google Business Profile, and that is part of putting you on that map. It should be one and the same. Now there is Google Maps, that's separate. Nicole, anything that you want to chime in on that answer?
No, that's perfect, Curt. Awesome. That's great input.
Okay, let's how we doing? I want to dig into backlinks now. Okay, we're a quarter of. So guys, when you take so if you do a search for say B2B tail, okay, my number one ranking is LinkedIn. I'm super active on LinkedIn. Then it's my website. Then you see like Twitter. You see what else is on here? I've got Facebook, and then this YouTube
Curt,
channel.
you're everywhere.
Well, it's just if you Google the name, it should be on there, right? So, but this is why it's so important when what I encourage everybody to do on the call today, Google your business. And Nicole and I, we have a lot of manufacturers that unfortunately, when they Google their business, they are not coming up consistently on that first page of Google, on Google Business Profile, on all those rankings or social media. So I encourage you, do it right now if you want to. Go Google your business, Google your name. Because the thing is people are reaching out to you for the first time, Nicole, what if how do you build that trust, right?
True. You got to have a presence online digitally, because 85% of the purchasing process is happening before they even pick up the phone today.
Right.
That's only going to increase in the future. So yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So guys, what I want you to think about now, we're going to slide into backlinks. Okay. We've talked about know your soulmate. We've talked about those RIKs, those ridiculously important keywords. We threw two tools at you today, two Google tools, Google Keyword Planner and Google Business Profile to help on your SEO strategies. We want to stop being the best kept secret. Now we're going to slide into backlinks. Nicole, what on earth is a backlink?
Man, a backlink is basically where you have a link to your website and it's set up on someone else's website. So it's kind of like you have a friend down the street who's basically singing your praises for you, saying, man, you know that guy Curt? Have you heard of this guy Curt? No, you don't know about Curt. I'm going to send you over to his house. You can go over to his house. His wife is a really great cook. She's really great on the grill, and he'll go cook you some food. What do you think?
Hey, that's awesome. Everybody on the call today, you guys are more welcome. Stop by. My wife's throwing something on the grill tonight. You don't want my cooking, so she is a phenomenal cook. So come on over. We will have we'll geek out on SEO. We'll talk some LinkedIn, and we'll get something going on the grill. There's 4 ice cream shops within half a mile of my house. So we've got dessert all covered. So, okay, guys, here's what we want. When you say backlink, you're like, hey, what on earth is a backlink? It's not technical. It's not scientific. It's not like some techie, lingo. See, if you go to, I know a few of us are connected on LinkedIn. I think a number of us are already connected on LinkedIn. If we're not, boy, right early in the chat box, I dropped that in the chat. Love to connect with you guys. Bob says we all scream for ice cream, dude.
Ice cream with sprinkles.
Bring the sprinkles, right? Nicole's all about the sprinkles, but you see that link right there on my LinkedIn profile. If you click that link on LinkedIn, you're just simply going to B2B tail. That's all it is. So when somebody's, if you're not, you're kind of down on social media, boy, if you just set up those social media platforms, if nothing else, just to get those links coming to your site. Why is it so important? Let's take a look. Now, guys, come back next week. If you're having a fraction as much fun as Nicole and I are, we would be honored, loved, and privileged to have you come back to us next week. We're going to talk about something called domain authority. Nicole, can you go in a little bit on domain authority for everybody? Why is domain authority? We won't go super deep. Can you explain that a little bit to everyone?
Yeah, exactly. So domain authority is basically how much authority one has versus another. So this is kind of like who is the bigger expert? Who's the bigger celebrity? Who's, the most valuable website? And so websites that have a lot of cred, they have a lot of, legitimacy, let's say like CNN.com, for example, they are going to have a much higher domain authority. And so if you can get a backlink on their website, Google's going to give you extra juice. They're going to give you a little bit of extra love because your backlink is coming from a really reputable source like CNN.com. Or in this example, look at LinkedIn. LinkedIn's got a domain authority of 98 out of 100, which is insane. So just by setting up your profile, your business page on LinkedIn, you're able to get a backlink from LinkedIn, which has huge, huge domain authority.
Perfect. So let's recap that, guys. So what we're describing is domain authority. Every single website on the planet has a domain authority. Okay. Typically, as small business owners, we might be starting out between 0 and 10. If you've been around for a while, maybe 10 to 20. If you're doing pretty good and you're a small business owner, you're not putting out an enormous amount of content. When I say that, blogging, or you're not super active on social, maybe you snuck into the 20s. Okay. Now we do website audits, and that's the first thing that we look at is like, hey, what's your website? What's your domain authority? As Nicole described, when you think about LinkedIn, Facebook, see, LinkedIn is a 98 out of 100, Facebook, 96 out of 100. As she mentioned, CNN, Bloomberg, 94, Google, 94, Bing, which is Microsoft, 93. So these Bob's a 34, dude, you are crushing it. 34. Boy, if you get over 30, you are doing phenomenal, right? Doing phenomenal. So what you want to do is you want to get backlinks from high domain authority websites coming into your website. That's a great way to boost your domain authority, because now that helps make you look like an expert. Now, there was a question here. Julius, my backlink was blocked by Facebook due to unfair reporting by competitors. Until now, I cannot use my links to share via the social media. I tried appealing Facebook, no response, any idea. I'll tell you what, to be mindful of everybody's time. If you want to stick around, we can cover that at the end, or maybe we could talk about that offline. But that is definitely a frustrating challenge. So let's, Julius, hang on to that one. We will talk about that. But those are backlinks. Let me give you some more examples. Nicole, you do a ton of work with your clients, and you promote and encourage having every single one of them create a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And we're going to go into some deeper examples next week, but talk about why is a backlink on YouTube so important?
YouTube is huge because guess who owns YouTube? Google owns YouTube.
I think
so
Google. Good answer.
Google loves YouTube. So first and foremost, the fact that YouTube and Google are the same. If you have a YouTube channel, Google's going to give you a little bit of extra love, right? Just knowing that you have content there on YouTube. And this is just, and YouTube has really great domain authority because they're Google, right? So if you can get a backlink on your YouTube channel, so every single video that you post on your YouTube channel, you really want to make sure in the description of that video that you're including a backlink to your website. What you're doing is you're creating like a really nice, easy pathway, a great customer experience for your customers, so that when they see one piece of content from you, you're giving them a way to continue learning, helping, understanding more about your company by giving those backlinks back to your website.
Perfect. So like YouTube, there's another, maybe you're familiar with, I post weekly, multiple times a week on YouTube, and then YouTube's competitor is Vimeo. Again, you see this arrow right here. These are links going back to. So what we've done is like this video is like a how-to or a description of a product. And then what we're doing is we're putting a link. So again, back to our friend that had a knee replacement. If you did like, hey guys, here's a video on, tips and strategies on, more comfortable, at post knee replacement surgery, right? You could have that video and then put links coming back to your website. So now they're like, it's building that trust. It's resonating. You're keeping them involved and engaged with you. We've got a couple questions here. How do you
really
add a backlink?
Yeah.
Yep. And where do you add the backlink? Nicole, you want to take that one? Just share where she puts that, and I'll go back.
Yep. So when you're in your YouTube channel and you're uploading your video, there's a description box for the video, and you can type in, I think it's up to 5,000 characters in that description box for your video. That's where you want to put the backlink. So you want to make sure that you're adding that link to the page that's going to be the next step for them. Maybe it's a product page or whatever the case may be. So make sure you drop in that link into the description of the video that you're uploading on YouTube.
Yep. And that's right where that arrow is pointing. So Paula, hopefully that helped. You want to get those backlinks on. If you're in the B2B, number of you are in the B2B space. A lot of us are connected on LinkedIn. If we're not connected on LinkedIn, I just dropped my LinkedIn profile, Nicole's LinkedIn profile. Would love to connect with you guys. Get those links coming back to your website on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Vimeo. And I know we're coming into time. Let's wind down here. And, and again, these are other platforms. We're going to take a deeper dive in a workshop next week, but think about Facebook. There's a great platform called Medium, Reddit, YouTube, Twitter. Anytime we can get those quality backlinks coming to your website, we're going to talk about, like maybe your local chamber of commerce, other business directories, any trade associations that you belong to. Those are great places where they list that they want to list your website. Get those links coming back to your website. And hey, how about that? I love that. That's a great slide right there, isn't it? Okay, let's wind down here. Let's, you know what, Nicole, how about like a super fast sneak peek? I'm going to fly through this because we're running out of time. Guys, next week, next Wednesday or next Monday at this exact time, we're going to be doing an SEO workshop. It's a 90-minute workshop. Nicole's going to take you step by step. Look at this. Look at that chart, man. It's like, I'd love for my stock portfolio to look like that, all $5 of it, just going through the roof, Nicole. So you did a great job. What this is traffic that you drove for a client. Here you are capturing first page rankings on Google. Here's number 1 rankings on Google. Here's an example I'm going to show with a client that we just talked about a few minutes ago on how they're capturing Google snippets, those number 1 rankings on Google. And how about that? I love that slide. Any Beatle fans out there? Anybody? It's still okay. Guys, let's wind down in this. We're going to wrap up on this note here. We're going to do a sing along. We're all going to sing Help by the Beatles. Nicole, are you ready? We're going to start singing Help.
I'll let you sing, Curt.
We're going to do a duet. I thought we were going to.
All right, let's do it. I'm here for it.
I need somebody help, right? Okay. We won't sing. Well, everybody's going to jump off screen, right, Garba? Maybe Garba, we could do a sing along. Let's plan a sing along next week, right? Okay, here's my quote I'm going to leave you guys with. Okay, and I sometimes share this. If you can have everything in life that you want if you just help enough other people with what they want, guys. And that's how we have to stop being the best kept secret. Get out there, start attacking those SEO opportunities. If you have any questions, Julia says, yes, the Beatles are timeless. I agree with you. Stephanie loves that quote. Take off your sales hat and put on your helping hat. God bless you, Small Biz Philly. That's a great quote there. So, okay, let's wind down here.
Quick one before we wrap it up. Just want to say 1 or 2 things. This goes to my wonderful attendees. I did post a 30-second survey about this webinar. Remember, we at Tempo SPDC, we always cherish your feedbacks, giving us, it helps us in improving on the services we provide to you guys at a no cost. So can you take 30 seconds of your time and help us to fill out the survey? I think I will just go ahead and I'll post it for the 3rd time. For those of you guys that didn't see the first, the second, I just posted it again. Can you take 30 seconds and help us fill it out? Curt, let's go.
Garba, hey man, first off, thank you. We cannot express our gratitude and thanks to the Tempo University Small Business Development Center. Guys, again, their services are what, Nicole, what are their services?
Free.
They're free. They're completely free. Right. You get, man, look at it. You get Garba at no cost. Great service to you as entrepreneurs. Man, if you ever feel like you're alone, you're in a silo, you are not. You have this great resource, the Small Business Development Center at Temple University and around the great state of Pennsylvania. And if you're coming to us outside of Pennsylvania, there is an SBDC near you. Guys, I cannot express my thanks, my gratitude to you for, I know how busy you are. Your time is precious. We never take that for granted. If you enjoyed this, we would love to see you next week, same exact time, 2:00. We have a 90-minute workshop session. Man, Nicole's going to just blow you away with some great strategies. Nicole, any parting thoughts for everybody today?
Yeah, just thanks so much for coming, and come next week is going to be so much fun. We're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to actually have something that you can actually take away tangible from the workshop to really take your SEO to the next level. So it's going to be super hands-on, and really tangible results for you guys. So please come. I'd love to see you there. It'd be super awesome. So, and thanks for coming today. It's been great.
Take it away, Garba. Guys, have an awesome, awesome week. We appreciate you. Garba, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for keeping the day with us. Curt and Nicole, thank you for a wonderful presentation. Like I said before we started the presentation, I said today is indeed a good day, and so the attendees that when I have Curt and Nicole on board, definitely they do far more than I always expect them to do. And of course, I must attest to it. The whole presentation was more or less like an interactive section. Like I love the way question actually came in. And of course, I give it to you guys. Like I love the way you guys nailed everything. Thank you guys for keeping it the day with us, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Hey, Garba, Nicole. Hey, let's see
Yeah.
that shirt. Let's see that shirt one more time, Garba. Come on,
It
let's
is Africa.
Look at that. Look at that shirt. And hey, and I do
Thank you. I have a good one.
I think I saw 45 people. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there, Nicole. That's all. I saw 45 people.
Yeah. Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.
You
Thank
didn't
you.
even
Thank
give
you.
me a